Good morning, everybody. My name is Jesse Colson and welcome to our channel. We're going to be getting the boat ready, hopefully take it down to the lake in the next couple days. Gonna check all the fluids and the motor and check the battery. I think the battery's shot on it because we were having problems with it last year, but we're gonna get it uncovered and get inside of it. And we got a couple things we got to fix. Some stuff that had a little issue last year, got broke, so probably work on that at some point. But for right now, we're just gonna get it uncovered and get it water ready. Make sure the motor, make sure all the oils in it are ready and good, and if I need to change them, we'll change them. Aside from that, I'm gonna start it up, make sure everything runs all right. Well, got it uncovered. So we had one of the bimini top things broke. Looked like it was pretty sun checked, so that broke. I'm gonna order a new one of those and we'll be able to put that back on. And then what else was there? There was something else I needed to do this year, or this spring anyway. Had to reattach to this and we put it all back together. This window support isn't, she ain't the best, so I take this apart. I'm gonna put a longer screw in there, help support that a little bit better. But and we got kind of get everything out and get it all put up, get it all put on. We got to put a new zipper on one side of the bimini top. The one side was always really sticky and really hard, so it finally gave up the ghost and come undone on one spot. So I gotta get that fixed too. That was the other thing. But for right now, we're get a water hose and get the ears and check all the fluids in the motor, check everything on the motor, get everything hooked up and see if she starts. riggers put on. So I just got to get another one of these. I can get some that actually just go over top. That's what I'm going to end up doing. Getting one on the top instead of the slip-in one. A little easier that way, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm getting the riggers put on. Move stuff around here. Water must have leaked a little. Alright, we're gonna hook up the battery. See if it's good or not. Last year was having issues with it, so have a feeling it's probably gonna need replaced. She's probably dead as a doornail. I think that's all my wires. All right. Just up for a moment. Looks like we're gonna have to get the vacuum and vacuum up the floor. Trent's done with some of his classes for a little bit, I think. So.
This one's at 11.
Anyway, I'm gonna get down and look at the motor real quick. See what we need to do, or what we need to get to check all that. And then probably pull the truck close enough we can jump start that battery once we get water hooked up.
We'll go to get back in.
Let's see, everything. Sure, my wires are still good. I had to replace one of the, or had to repair one of the coil wires last year. So let's see. I need to flathead screwdriver for that, so you can check the lower end. Flathead there, and then gonna have to check the lift, the trim. Last year, one time we were down on the water, it wouldn't trim for some reason. I got home, ended up putting quite a bit of oil in it. It was like the oil had actually leaked out. It was kind of cold. So it's kind of the only thing I could come up with, but everything else looks good for now. I put a new fuel pump on it last year. We were having some leaking. So took this all apart, put a new fuel pump. Guess I should have showed doing that. Sorry about that. I guess I didn't think about that one. But we'll bring you along with us to check the fluids. At least check the lower end and make sure it's good. Make sure it's not milky. I'm pretty sure I have some oil for the lower end, so I'm gonna go get a big flathead and we'll get the truck hooked up to the battery, get the ears, and see if we can start it up. So I'm just gonna loosen this up and just allow a little bit of oil to seep. Actually looks really good still. I'll set the camera down so I can get that plug in there straight. All right. Didn't really run the boat much last year. The oil actually still looks basically brand new. It's not milky or anything like that. Sorry for that blade of grass that's right in front of the lens. Anyway, so there's no milkiness or anything to the oil, so as far as what I understand with these motors, if it's milky, there's a problem. You probably need to change it. Yeah, it looks really good. Looks just like it does inside the jug. So I'll pull the top plug and see if I probably need to add a little bit to it. I'm sure, it's an old motor, so I'm sure it leaks a little bit here and there. So let me pull the top plug and see. I gotta go get a rag real quick. Now hold it really still. All right. So I've got my youngest daughter, Tasha, out here. She's helping me film a little. I don't think that funnel's gonna work. Hold on one second. Let me stand right here, okay?
Okay.
We got our makeshift filling bottle here.
Dad, finish saying them.
Tasha, just watch what I'm doing, okay?
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Full.
Okay. All full.
Yep.
Oh, yep,
all
it's
full.
leaking. Daddy, it's leaking. Daddy, it's really leaking.
It's all right. It's just a little.
I know, but we need it.
All right.
The camera shut off.
It's okay.
Can you please turn it back on?
No, it's still on, sweetie. The screen just goes to sleep. That's all.
Oh, it came on sleep.
Yeah, it's still recording. Okay. Don't turn it sideways. Hold it just like that. All right. Let me see. So that's full. We're gonna get a water hose, put some water on the motor, get the truck hooked up to the battery so we can jump start it. And before we start it, I love you, Turd.
Love you, Daddy.
Before we start it, we gotta trim the motor up and check the fluid level in the trim. So let me get the jumper cables out. We'll get the battery hooked up real quick, and then we'll get the motor lifted up. I'm gonna check the hydraulic oil for the trim. It's good. Got the ears put on. So we're gonna bring the motor back down a little bit. I'm still letting it charge for a minute. Then we're gonna lower it back down. Let's give her a crank and see if it cranks over. And then I just want to get it started, let it run, make sure water pump's functioning right, everything's working adequately. And then we'll be pretty close to just getting it on the water. All right. So here in just a second, we're gonna put some water on it. Just want to check everything before we turn the water on and make a mess. So. Well, she started. Seems like she's running right. Sounds good. So started way easier than I thought it was going to. I really thought it was going to be harder to get it started than that. But let it run for a while, work some gas through it, kind of get everything lubricated and whatnot before we actually head to the water. So high idle seems like it's working. Everything seems to be working good. She's running like an old two-stroke. Love the sound of the motor. Sounds good. It's running good. It's running really smooth. It doesn't seem like it's missing or anything. idling really good, so I think we're golden, hopefully. Let it run a little bit longer, and we'll shut it off. Well, she runs good still. I'm gonna put some water in the drain plug, test the bilge pump, make sure the bilge pump is good. We'll get these ears off real quick and get it unhooked, and then we'll put some water in it. Bilge pump's working. Do a little preventative maintenance on that. Mine had some styrofoam in it. I never tested it after we finished the rebuild, so good thing I decided to test it, because the line was pretty packed full actually. It wouldn't even pump out, so this is why you do pre-season checks, because you forgot to check it when you rebuilt the boat. So we did have a little issue last year with the paint, and what I came to the conclusion of is there was some green. They used a green, like a primer. It was super hard to get off, and every place where that green primer was, and I thought I had enough of it off, the paint peeled. All of the primer that I put on it, where it was at, it all peeled. Well, it started to peel, so then more of the paint ended up peeling down because of where it had started right here, and it did the exact same thing on the other side, which is where this green primer was that I couldn't get off. Even using a wire wheel, it was like fending off the wire wheel. I know that sounds weird, but I'm doing a little bit of research and some reading. What I found out was some of the primers that were used back when the boat was originally built were they were kind of some weird stuff. They worked really good, but I can't remember exactly. I was trying to think of what it said, but basically they don't bond well with a new primer, I think is kind of how it was. So what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna worry about it right now, because I'm gonna have to strip the bottom of the boat again, basically. Everything just along the bottom was affected, everything from right here up, because there was none of that green, or not much of that green primer left on this stuff. So, but we had noticed there was a bubble right here in this spot where that primer is, and where that bubble was, that's where it all started. And so I'm hoping we're not gonna worry about it right now. We're just in fresh water, so it's not gonna really affect the aluminum on the bottom of the boat. So I'm not gonna worry about it for right now, but at some point I'm gonna build a stand or something that we can kind of wedge up the boat and get the trailer out from underneath of it, and we'll strip the whole entire bottom and we'll repaint it. I've got to try to find out how to get the rest of that green primer off. So so far that's the only whoopsie on the paint job, is that. And I guess that's pretty good, being that was the first paint job I'd ever really done. on a boat or a vehicle of any kind. So I was hopeful that it wouldn't have any problems at all, but in a way, I guess it doesn't necessarily surprise me that something went wrong. But so we'll get it repainted eventually. I'll bring you along when we do that. We're gonna get some different paint for the bottom, some stuff that's supposed to maybe hold up a little bit better than what we put on it originally. So hold on, Tosh. Yep, hold on. So when we repaint it, it'll be something different than what we originally painted the bottom with. And I'll probably coat up the sides just a little bit when I do that, just to kind of protect the sides of the boat. But aside from that, it seems like she's pretty much ready. So we'll be getting her down on the water here hopefully pretty soon. Motor's in good shape. She started and ran like a champ. Got the bilge pump working right.
Hey, Dad.
So there's my other kiddo. She's shy today. But anyway, downriggers are on. Pretty much everything's basically ready, I guess. Hopefully this means there's some fishing videos coming up in the real near future. Haven't been able to. The wind's been so stupid. It has literally almost every single day been blowing. But there's a couple days, I don't want to say it too loud, that it's supposed to calm down and not blow. So hopefully we'll be able to get her out on the water, at least get a couple fish on it.